Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this quick guitar tricks I'm doing a blues progression. Let's go with an 8 bar in G, but I'm using only 2 strings and 3 frets. Sounds suspiciously like a Davey 504 meme. Okay, that didn't sound too much like a blues, did it? Rather dissonant to say the least, with the sort of horrendous swing meets doom metal abomination of a mashup. Well, at this point you've got every reason to be skeptical, so let's check it out in more of a band context. Alright, well that actually sounded okay, it seemed to make musical sense. But why? First up, let's have a look at some common chord voicings. If we take this G7, we can see the notes from our dyad, a dyad being a 2-note chord, are there. Using this C7, we've got them again. And moving up a tone to D, yep, they're there as well. So in terms of the notes, in the chord of G, we've got the flat 7th and the 3rd. Over C, we've got the 3rd and the flat 7th. And then the same with D, the 3rd here and the flat 7th here. This dyad is generally referred to as a tritone. It splits the octave directly in half, being 6 semitones away from the root. This one for G7 is made up of an F to a B. If we do this on one string, it's a bit easier to see. So going from the F to the B, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the B up to the F an octave higher, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you start to get 2 tritone voicings in a dominant 7 chord. We know this G7 goes from the F to the B, and because it inverts into itself, you can also get from B to F. So let's move up 6 semitones and see if this happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's more clear if you think of this dominant 7 chord voicing, which you'll notice is the same chord shape we referenced over the C and D in our progression, meaning this tritone dyad will always contain the flat 7th and the 3rd, which is why we can use the same shape over different chords. And you can move this anywhere. If we move up here, the progression will work in C, this being C, F, and G. That's all fine and well, but what use is this to me? Okay, well it's not always the best option, but in a band context, or a band with several players, this type of playing will help keep the sound tight and punchy. Too many chords and notes from too many instruments can sound quite mushy and undefined. It will also help your guitar tone cut through and sit really quite well in a mix, because it's occupying a very specific part of the audio spectrum. A quieter section of a song could benefit from the smaller types of chord voicings as well, given that the bass is probably taking care of the root. The important notes to reinforce here really are the 3rd and the flat 7th. Or if you're doing a bluesy song with something like a looper pedal, this will help fill it out, again without overcrowding the sound. Finally, if you're just feeling lazy or if your hand's a bit fatigued for a long gig, this method will give you a little bit of a breather. Cool, so as always, I really hope this video has been useful for you guys and it's been both speedy and informative, giving an idea of some tactics both for cutting through a mix, sitting well in a big band type gig, and how to keep a backing part really simple. You don't need to play every note to imply a chord, particularly if the other bandmates are taking care of the notes. That has been the case. If you enjoyed this content, taken something away, found it interesting, want to show support for the channel, give it a wee pop on the platform, please do consider to share, like, comment, enable notifications, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.